Oh, and welcome again. Hopefully I'm using the right screen here. Okay, I think we're good. Let's start this all over again. Again, you're going to open up your docs, Google Docs, and have your lyrics open. Okay, so I recommend that you highlight your text line by line, copy it, Command C if you're a Mac, or Control C if you're a PC, and you'll go into After Effects. Again, I'll start from scratch. I'll go File, New, Project, make a new composition. I have mine's preset for the HDTV preset. Drop this down, you'll see it right here. Okay, and click on that one. If you choose to do a different one, it's up to you, but this is recommended. All right, you can name the comp your last name, your first name, and then CPT. And I'm going to copy this. Duration, I'm going to make this 60 seconds. So if you want a 60 seconds, you can just type in 00. That's the frames, 00 seconds. And then right here, you'll say 1 minute. And the computer will automatically make it to that time. Now, if you have a longer composition, adjust accordingly. If you have a, say, 2-minute song or 1.5 minutes, so I'll type 1 minute and 30 seconds here. 28 is the last frame. 29 will make it to 31. So anyways, you can always change this afterwards. There's my comp. Here's the black screen that represents that. I'm just going to say fill up to 100% of the screen. What I'm going to do is save my file first. I'm going to go File, Save. And since I copied and pasted the name of the composition, I'm just going to paste it back in. Saves me the typing. And there we go. And actually, you know what? Let's just put a number CPT number 2 in there, so I know this is my second version of my After Effects file. Okay, great. Moving forward, we're just literally getting the text in there. Okay, so we're gonna use our text tool. Now, again, you're gonna highlight the text, copy it, come into After Effects. Where am I? Click your text tool and paste it in. Okay, it's gonna bring the whole font and lyric in there. Get your move tool, selection tool, and move it so you can see it's all there. If you want to change the font at this time, you can do so, and you can do that on the right hand side. If not, you're just getting in there, you can change the font afterwards. All right, so let's just say I do this for a few lines of type. I'm gonna go to the next line. Okay, so as you can see here, we have, I'm gonna press Command Z, Command A, and there's 16 lines. So I'm gonna essentially have 16 pre-comps in here, okay? Technically, I have word count 99 words. So I have 99 animations. So just keep that in mind. And if you wanna save your Google Doc this way, you can as well. So line 2, Command C. Now here's another workflow you might wanna consider is if you want to name them line 1, line 2, line 3, or you can leave them the name they're on, but me personally, I think it's easier if you rename them. So I'm going to rename this, but before I do that, I'm going to go to pre-comp, okay? And this is line 1, so I'm going to type in line 1, put all attributes in there, and voila, okay? So this is not a bad idea to do this workflow and right-clicking, pre-comping each line of text. So I get my text tool next, and I'm going to type it in by pasting it. Again, you can Command V, Control V. You can go to Edit and say Paste as well. Whatever means you need to bring in the text. What I'm going to do again is right-click, pre-compose, and maybe doing this as you go is not a bad idea. So this is line 2. So I'm typing in line 2 in the comp, and this is going to be called line 2. So it's going to grab all the text and contain them, and they're going to be separate layers. Okay. Let's imagine I do this for the rest of the song. I'll just do one more again. you're copying, going back to After Effects, you're getting your text tool, you're clicking on the screen, and you're pasting. So I'll do it this way so you can see. I'm going to paste it this way. Command V is in their shortcut. It becomes a text layer. That's great, but you're going to right click on it. You're going to go pre-compose. Don't forget that. Name it line 3, and voila. Okay, so let's just say I do that for the remaining of the song, for every lyric. Okay, so in my my main comp, I have, say, the 16 pre-comps that are essentially lines of my song. Let me go to line 2. I'm going to double click. And one thing you're going to remember here is I'm no longer in my main comp. I'm in an isolation comp with the lyrics in there. And you can see here it's called comp 2. Okay, so keep that in mind. What you're going to do is now separate the lyrics. Okay, so I went to line 2, and what I did here is I got my text tool. I highlighted the remaining text, press Command X. Okay, you can also go to Edit and you can cut whatever. I like using shortcuts. So the word has now been isolated to the word look. I'm going to type in my text tool and paste in the remaining of the lyrics, highlighting the rest of the words, cutting it. And what I'm doing here is now I'm making layer per layer for each word. Command V, highlighting the text, cutting it out, and automatically it knows the word. So that's a nice feature for After Effects. And Command V, Command X, get my text tool again, and it doesn't matter where you put them. You're gonna change this up afterwards. So now here I go. I have each line separated in this pre-comp. Now what's cool about it, when I go back, instead of having these 5 layers, I go back. Layer 2 is still one comp. Let me just hide these layers here. You can see. Okay. And whenever I want to animate line 2, I double click, I go into isolation mode, and then I can animate, hide, reveal, play with the timing of that object, in this case the text tool, and play with how it looks. And every time I do something here, like for example, I'm going to just hide this, and the only word is looked is showing up around at the 7-Eleven. Now you're probably wondering, sure, do I bring my audio at this point? Well, don't worry about the audio. Just get the lyrics in there. Eventually you'll bring the audio. You'll match up that section of the song, line them up so the lyrics are sync with the waveform and the audio. But that's not your worry right now. So you go back here, you double click your comp. You can double click here, or you can double click here. So if I double click here, and as you open your comps, you'll see the comps show up right on the timeline bar. So you can go back to any comp anytime. Now obviously lyric 1 I haven't separated. Okay, that's the grunt work. Okay, you can close these afterwards. So there's my main comp. Now if I go to the comp, you see here, okay, and eventually I know that this comp doesn't start, say, maybe 15 seconds in the song, so I'll hide and have those animation. Oh, sorry, I'm not cutting it. I'm actually moving the whole animation, and it will play from there. So then you will have essentially offset comps that line up to the song afterwards. Anyways, that's insignificant. I'm gonna press Command S to save it. The main thing is you're getting your lyrics in there as pre-comps and then dissecting them inside the comps. And that's your video.